These 3 Christmas trees are not ordinary. Each of these have their own individual contraptions to scare Santa Claus when he comes down the chimney. This is because I want to get my revenge on Santa.
Last year, he sent me coal for making war chemicals at home.
So this year I devised a plan to prank the old man, using some scare tactics to get myself on the nice list. And as luck has it, my neighbor already makes crazy devices like battle bots. So I told him my plan. And we came up with this. A Christmas tree with baubles that can explode. And then over here we have a Christmas tree that has a little star on the top I've made out of pure sodium metal. We've made 2 parts of this. We're gonna sandwich them together, fill it with magnesium shavings, and then light it on fire. I didn't obviously want to bring it out here because it was a bit too dangerous to bring out here right now, so we'll bring it out later, but it's gonna be like the brightest star in the neighborhood essentially. It's gonna rain down molten metals on all the presents. And finally, this harmless looking tree that has what looks like fake snow, but is actually a highly reactive chemical compound called nitrocellulose. Okay, this is just cotton balls. I wouldn't be standing this close if this was highly reactive, but you get the idea that this is gonna have nitrocellulose all around it. And the idea is that that stuff's just gonna flame up instantly. This whole tree is gonna go up in flames and get destroyed. Here's the problem though. All these things are way too dangerous to test right now. So to make everything safer, Bambu Lab was very nice to sponsor this video by sending me a 3D printer. I'll be testing its abilities to improve the safety of these crazy contraptions, and so that we hopefully don't end up like Santa over here. I hope you enjoy what's to come. Vaporizes immediately. So I have some very interesting devices in my hands right here. 2 different baubles, and well, we have some extra spare here. Different sizes, because we're not really sure what's gonna work out, but my neighbor made these, and the idea is that, well, I don't want to test it in here because it would explode and be very bad, but imagine this is sodium metal. You pop it in here, or alternatively, you can pop it open like this and put the sodium in there, let it react, quickly close it and run away. That's obviously really dangerous. But yeah, the idea is that this will have a bit of water in the bottom, and then that sodium will react, and then hopefully a Coulomb explosion will occur. And that will frighten Santa into giving me what I want for Christmas. A fursuit. Oh wait, that was last year's demand. A T-90 main Russian battle tank. Yeah, that will do. If that's not under the tree by Christmas Day, I'm gonna have to talk to Mrs. Claus. Obviously, it would be really dangerous for me to test these right now. Putting sodium in water is very dangerous, but we can test that separately without the bauble, just to get an idea of how to improve the safety of this. Obviously, don't try this at home, it is dangerous. This is also being supervised by our fire extinguisher. So the main problem here is that sodium is very dangerous. So for demonstration purposes, I have a little bit of sodium here. I'm gonna put it in the water, and you may already know it likes to fizz and pop a bit. Sometimes it may even explode. So we're just gonna put it in just to kind of show you what this does. 3, 2, 1. All right, run back. Sometimes it doesn't do anything. Sometimes it just fizzes. Yeah, that was it. So normally that doesn't produce any shrapnel. In this case, it did break the container a little bit. So if that were to happen inside of this bauble, that's obviously gonna produce a bunch of shrapnel, and so that's gonna be a lot more dangerous than what that was just then. That was really loud, really smoky, but it wasn't too dangerous. Yeah, we're gonna have to try to design a way around that to be able to figure out how to make that a bit more safer. Fortunately, this is where Bambu Lab's piece of tech they sent me comes in. The A1 with their AMS light. To test its usefulness for me though, I've printed a bunch of these objects from their Maker World site, and it's actually done a pretty good job. This thing can be used for just holding like little glass test tubes for little reactions if I want, which I will be doing. I will be getting a larger glass test tube in the future. So that's nice. I didn't even need to design that. I could just download it off of Bambu Lab's Maker World. So that's kind of crazy. It's a very niche application. And then I have this little caffeine molecule. That's nice. It's a little keychain as well. That's kind of cool. I might put on my keys in a bit. And then also, my favorite part is actually these little things here. I just wanted to test the multicolor functionality of this printer with the AMS light. And honestly, I didn't think I would be into like colors all that much because I'm not really an aesthetic kind of person. I'm more of a practical thinker, but It's actually, I've come to notice that after using this for a bit, it's actually very useful to have different colors because colors can be used to organize things. It can be used to make contrast for certain things like logos or patterns, text, whatever have you. And yeah, it wouldn't be really readable this if it wasn't for the multicolor option. So I actually really like the fact that this can hold different colors now. And this is just to put it on the side of a beaker right here. So this is actually more useful than I thought it would be, to be honest. Like, I have no doubt that this printer will be able to help me make this project safer because yeah, there's all sorts of possibilities with this.
My idea is to create a bulletproof shield that stops everything in its path from hitting the camera. Oh, and us too, I guess. Fortunately, my neighbor has bulletproof panels for some reason, so all we need to do is connect them up with some sort of sturdy 3D printed connectors, and it will hold everything together. With just a little bit of designing later, I ended up with something that I think should hold the bulletproof panels in place. And now to print it, this is the coolest thing about it.
They have an app called Bamboo Handy, which turns out has like everything you could ever ask for from an app controlling this thing. You can use it without it, but it's actually insane how efficient and simple it makes everything. This app is connected to all of the Maker World designs, so there's all sorts of things here, and meaning I can just press print on someone's design they've shared, let's say this Homer Simpson Christmas tree decoration, and I can just press print just right now, just on my phone, and just send it over to the printer and it will start printing. But in this case, I'll be printing my own private design, so we'll start print. Sending print job, it's going straight over to the printer, and there it is. You can see the design right there. It's downloading right now.
Also, when it finishes printing, it plays a little sound each time to let us know. Wait, that's the wrong sound. There it is.
We've got the boot up sound. I love it. And yeah, look at that, it starts printing. This app is actually the most useful part of it for me because I can just check how the printer is doing while I'm like grocery shopping. I was doing that the other day, I thought it was pretty funny. Look at this, I'm outside in the beautiful outdoors and I can monitor my 3D printer just from here. But this is gonna take a little bit, so we're just gonna have a short break with Santa here. Oh yeah, looks like it's all done. That looks good to me. Let's go take this out and see if it works. Okay, and just a bit of designing later, we now have a bulletproof screen we can test. See that? Bulletproof. Well, rock-proof maybe, but it is also bulletproof. The fact I was able to get like an idea and apply it to a real-world solution, I mean, that's amazing. But I'm thinking like, I think there is something else we can improve with these baubles. Like, I mean, I'm obviously not gonna hold it in my hand as it explodes. That wouldn't be very fun. But, I mean, it would make good content though. Maybe we can get something that will like help me hold this thing without it corroding away. Because if we try to use metal to hold this thing in place, that's gonna be a problem because when sodium drops into the water, it's gonna produce an alkali solution that's gonna spread everywhere and rust any kind of metal that's holding this thing in place. And so we'll only be able to get like 1 or 2 tests out of it before it gets damaged. I bet if I just search up on Bamboo Handy, like science equipment, I can probably find something. Science equipment. I can probably find something that can hold this thing. What was that? People are making lab equipment and glassware, I don't know. I assume that's just for display, but I'd probably try to use it. Let me go scrolling down a little bit. See, there's all sorts of things on this website. It's insane just how many things people are making. Oh, okay. 90-degree boss head bracket for retort stand. Okay, that sounds like that could be a good solution. So it goes on to, yeah, metal retorts, but actually holds in the piece itself. Yeah, because those things always rust for me. Sounds like it's a bit of a bigger size than what I need, but it shouldn't be that hard to change. So I guess we'll do that and see what we can come up with. So I've just downloaded the file, edited the sizing using Bamboo Studio to fit the dimensions I need, and then I printed it and it came out just like this. I screwed it in very easily. It's actually quite surprising to me how well these screw in. And let's see if this fits. So I guess I'll put it on here. Okay, that works. That's good. Let's see if this connects up and fits this part. Okay, that's like perfect. That's exactly what I need. Nice and strong. I can dangle anything I want on it. Okay, well this thing's a piece of trash now. This thing's all rusty and old, so I'll get rid of that and I can use this now. That was honestly surprisingly easy to edit, and I think it should be able to hold the bauble just fine, yeah. Yeah, there's no problem with that. So we'll do the test on this thing then, and it shouldn't rust out my clamps. It's good to know that I don't have to create everything myself in order to find a use in 3D printing. I mean, if this breaks, then it's a sacrificial piece. I can just print another one. It's no big deal. I don't have to wait for it to ship. I can just make it. The next problem with this, however, is having to run away. You see, I've got this little piece of plastic here for demonstration, and if I just put that in, imagine it's sodium, oh, I'd have to like quickly run and scream as it explodes, and well, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the shield. So it's like, it would be great if I just had a way to somehow remotely drop the sodium in from a distance away, like remotely from far away. So yeah, I guess we'll have to solve that somehow with the 3D printer. So after some custom designing, I've come up with this. So basically what this is it's a battery connected to a little transmitter or receiver connected to a servo motor. The servo then goes into here. This is a little dispenser that will have a little arm connected to the servo that then opens and closes inside this device. So the idea is that this little dispenser thing will then go on top of the bauble. The sodium will sit in there with this little arm I've made that covers the hole to the bauble. So the sodium will sit in there, and then when we remotely release it, the sodium will then drop into the bauble that has water in it and it will explode. And the way I'm gonna be connecting that up is with this little device here, this little transmitter, that when I move this up and down, you can see the servo also moves with it. So, okay, so we've just decided to set up a little bauble as a test to test out the servo, see if it works, if it's safe and whatnot, and if we can do it remotely. Let's give it a try. All right, power on, armed, fire. It's making a sound. Oh, there it goes. So, I think what we might need to do is re-close the servo when it's reacting so that the air doesn't just, because at the moment the explosion's just, all the air and the gases are just escaping. After printing a new dispenser that prevents the sodium from getting stuck, I think we're ready for the real thing. Speaking of the real thing, now we've got 5 Christmas baubles all armed and ready to see what it does to Santa Claus over here. All right, with everything armed and ready, it's time to blow Santa into smithereens. Oh my God! That was all of them. I swear that was 5. I don't even want to get up yet. I think that was 5. I think they all went. How's Santa? Let's check up on Santa real quick. Let's see how he went. Whoa. Where'd the baubles even go? Half a bauble on the ground. Parts of baubles here. Come here, come here, come here. He got slapped pretty hard, it seems. Something got him real good, covered in glitter. But this isn't good enough for me. See, he's still standing. We need him to be, you know, on the floor. So let's move on to the next tree, the sodium star. So a while ago, I made this pure sodium star right here. And there's actually 2 pieces here, you can see. Look at that. I'm not gonna say how I made it, but I made it. And the reason I made this is to stick to the theme of this video of just dangerous explosions. And so the idea is to fill this up with magnesium so that it like sandwiches shut, full of magnesium. We'll stick some out the top, light it on fire. It'll be super bright when it burns. It produces a very bright white light that is actually potentially harmful to your eyes if you look at it too closely. And the fire alarm's smoke alarm's probably gonna go off. No?
Okay. Confused on why the smoke alarm hasn't gone off, but okay, interesting. It's right below the smoke alarm. But yeah, that was super. There it is. Fuck. Throw that.
So does that mean if we light this at night, it will become the brightest star in the neighborhood, outshining everyone else's Christmas displays? Maybe then I'll get Santa's attention. You also can't put burning magnesium out with water or a carbon dioxide fire extinguisher, so this is gonna be interesting. I guess we'll have to see. The only problem, however, is that I kind of want to get my camera nice up and close to the action, which is kind of a dangerous area to put it. So I want to see if I can 3D print some kind of way to protect the camera, like a lens attachment or something like that. So my idea is to 3D print a lens attachment that can hold an acrylic screen in place, big enough to protect most of the camera from anything that might shoot out all over it. Now I could probably just buy something like this pre-made, but what's the point of dishing out money for something if you can just make it at home using a 3D printer for a fraction of the cost? I'll also receive the product much faster too with this tech, so that should save a lot of time. And after some searching, I came across this. Just a simple camera box. It's for a different purpose than what I'm using it for, but tweaking this to fit my deranged needs wasn't too difficult. Now all I need to do is press print and watch the A1 do its magic. An hour later, I have this functional piece that I can hopefully connect to my camera. I mean, it's an old lens, so it's kind of broken, but the piece works perfectly fine, and then I can just glue a piece of acrylic in place as like a shield of sorts. That should be good. You know, I've never actually had a 3D printer before, so it's been pretty cool that I can just do this. Last time I looked into 3D printers was like 2017, and this is, looking at this is pretty much everything that I think you can pretty much add into a 3D printer. Like, it does everything for you essentially. And it's also way easier to set up and cheaper than what would have been available in like 2017. So it's all improved really fast, and it's probably going to continue improving. And this was only like 600 Australian dollars. I don't know what that is in USD, but it's actually some pretty crazy tech and software going on. Like, when you boot this up, it starts calibrating and doing all sorts of stuff that is beyond my understanding, but you can tell it's high tech, that's for sure. Like, I haven't had to learn much to use this. They have some kind of like auto flow calibration software that just does all the settings for you. You can just like tick a button and it has everything laid out. You just press print and it just does the job right. But if you really want to change the settings, you still can. So there's still flexibility in this. But yeah, it's all just plug and play type stuff, which is really interesting. Now that this thing is dried, I'm just testing it with my camera. I mean, this lens is a bit old, so it's a bit out of focus. Apologies there, but yeah, I mean, it looks like it's fine. I can try to hit the screen, nothing happened. Yeah, this looks good to me. Let's go test it out and see if this thing works. All right, now it's time to do the test. I've wrapped the sodium star up in magnesium so that it gets all bright and shiny, and I've put some sparklers in it, and my camera protector, my camera that's gonna be closest down there with its focusing right on Santa's face. So we'll have to see how this looks. Okay, let's go. Hopefully it just ignites itself. Yes. Okay, we're good. It's doing well. I have no idea what this is gonna do. I might wanna stand back now. Oh yeah, it's raining down like I hoped. Oh my God. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Come on, go get Santa. Come on, get Santa. Over there, Santa's over there. Come on, Santa's over there. It was kind of bright, it was bright. My eyes are hurting. I think we just burned the sodium through though. There's a lot of sodium on the ground. Oh yeah, that's helping. There you go, that's nice and bright. Oh. Oh. Yeah, there's some presents with sodium on it, but I wasn't able to really get Santa with that. Well, I guess we're gonna have to move on to the nitrocellulose tree. Maybe then we'll get Santa. I'd love to have all the fake snow on my desk to explain this one, but that would be far too dangerous. Oh, I guess we can go with this little stuff right here. This is called nitrocellulose, otherwise known as flash cotton. This is actually just normal cotton balls right now, but I will be converting this. I guess I'll just turn this into some nitrocellulose now, I'll just very briefly skim through the process. So let's go make some. So to make this flash cotton, I've followed a YouTube tutorial on how to do it. This is the basic setup. We have some ice water to prevent the reaction from going out of control, keep everything cold so it's not gonna blow up in our faces kind of deal. And all I gotta do is make my nitrating mixture. So I'll add the first acid, some nitric acid, and that's already pre-chilled. And then we'll put in the thermometer, make sure everything stays cold. And then we'll slowly, very slowly add some sulfuric acid to let the reaction progress. And the second ingredient is 98% sulfuric acid. So I'm just gonna drop this in and mix it around as I drop it. There you go, it's already steaming a little bit. It's around 20 degrees Celsius right now, so all I need to do is just wait for it to cool back down to like 2, 3, 5 degrees Celsius. And then we'll be adding this cotton in there and nitrating it for like a minute or two. And then take it out, put it in the plunge of cold water, and that will be stable, hopefully. We'll see. So we've just left it for a few minutes, around 15, just to let it cool down. And now it's around 5 degrees Celsius. So that's a good temperature to start the nitration. So this is our nitration mixture. We're just going to add the cotton balls in. And as soon as I add these in, it should start to react. And once it's all wet, I'm gonna start the timer and let it go for around 2 minutes. All right, let's start the timer. We'll go for around 2.5 minutes and see if this works. So right now, all of these cellulose fibers are reacting and turning into nitrocellulose, and that is a much more flammable compound, which we'll use as fake snow. And this is just a small batch that I'm doing right here. I will do a much larger batch later for the proper test. This is just to see how the process works. I'm now going to transfer this using the metal. It doesn't need to be a precise time. Just need to add this into this water solution here that's also cooled down, just so that I can neutralize these and keep it cold, get rid of the acid out of it. There we go. So I've just got this little sieve here, and this will be useful for washing this stuff out. I just got to get rid of the acid inside of it. So we're just going to put a little bit of alcohol in this, isopropyl alcohol. This is a wetting agent to prevent the cotton balls from like detonating prematurely. Just wet them completely. Let's take a bit of this inside now and see how it ignites. Now that we've finished making this nitrocellulose, we've dried it out and it's ready to be tested, I guess. So we're just gonna light this up and I'll show you what happens. I've got a flame, I'm gonna put it next to it, and there we go. Basically vaporizes immediately, and there shouldn't be any smoke. So the smoke alarm shouldn't go off, I hope not. But yeah, it just burns like instantly, and I think it could look like snow. It could pass as snow. And well, I have a lot of this stuff made now, so I'll have to make it all pretty and then light it up from a distance, and woof, the whole tree should go up in flames and then just be done like instantly. I wanna know if the tree actually burns or if it just has a big fireball. We'll have to see what happens. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be interesting.
This is going to be really insane, but of course, now we have the problem of how to safely light that much up on a Christmas tree. It might seem like a problem that would be difficult for the 3D printer to solve, but I don't think it needs to do much. The nitrocellulose will be ignited with nichrome wires hooked up to batteries and remotely triggered behind the blast shield. This might need some cables, which could be an unsafe tripping hazard, and you definitely don't want to accidentally short the circuit, so I'd like to print some kind of cable management, and also print a cautionary sign that's a bit bigger than these little guys.
Well, I guess that's kind of what I need, right? I don't have yellow filament, but I do have orange. That looks alright to me. Print. Oh, look at that. It's already doing it. Look at this. It's already started.
Okay, but now for the cable management, there should be something already out there to hold some wires in place. I mean, that looks right. Of course, MakerWorld just already has what I need. Okay, so I can just change it to my red filament and that works just fine. I think that works. That looks good.
Now, I've actually noticed there's a little speed dial here that says silent, standard, which is what it's on right now, 100%, and then sport, and then finally ludicrous mode at 166% speed. That'll be interesting. I kind of scared to click that because I thought standard was already kind of fast, but so just look at the speed it's doing right now, standard. Let's go to ludicrous, and we should see the results pretty quick. Okay. That's quite fast. I mean, it's not too crazy right now. We'll see what it does when it's done with this layer. Because this is like the simplest thing it could be doing right now, is just back and forth. I really want to see what it does when it's like... Oh my god. How is it even doing that? Oh god, it's just all over the place. I'm actually surprised it's not having any failures. I thought it would like spaghettify or something. I gotta say, for ludicrous mode, it's actually not that loud. Like this kind of fits, honestly. Like aesthetically, this printer just doing its job working here, I don't see a problem with it. I'd probably just leave it on my desk here because it looks pretty good. Doesn't sound too loud. I think it fits in. I might use this, I'll probably leave it here for future videos. Okay, we've just put a bunch of nitrocellulose fake snow all over the tree, and we're gonna set it off in 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was fast. I thought it'd be like instant. Oh my god, it's just all gone. Like there's just nothing. I mean, it's a little crisp. Like, look at this. The plastic's like melted, but it's not burned. It's just like stronger plastic now. I don't know how to really explain that. Santa, how'd you do? Oh, he looks basically the same, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know, he's kind of invincible. I guess that's why he's able to live for so many years. Now all I gotta do is upload all of these tests onto a CD, send it to Santa in the North Pole, and show him who he's messing with. Surely I won't get coal for Christmas this year. Well, that was fun. If you liked Bambu Labs 3D printer in this video, then you might like Bambu Labs Let's Make It Fun too. It's for supporting projects that create real positive impact. Whether you want to help a community, improve someone's life, or bring a bold creative idea to reality, you can submit your project. Check the description below to find out more about Bambu Labs Let's Make It Fund. Also, thanks to my patrons for making this video possible. If you made it this late, I've got a little secret for you. And that's the fact we're opening up the Mr. Green Guy Discord server, also found below. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.
And then do I just smash against the ground? Or? I'll just like throw it down a little bit, yeah?